guys, this is Godblin, and today's video is once again gonna be Queen Charge Rootriders. But today I want to go a little bit deeper into the attacks and go over my thought process a little bit. So try to explain in some situations why I chose a certain approach and why, for example, I did not choose an approach. So yeah, I'm hoping you will enjoy the video and that it will be informative for you. So yeah, so today's Legend League day. It's almost end of the season, just 2 days left. And I thought I was gonna go for a perfect day, but unfortunately got a time fail on each account. And on my main account, I also threw one of the rage spells into the grass and ruined my attack. But at least I got a 69, so I guess there's worse things. So yeah, let's get into it. So as always, I'm looking for Queen Charge value and Flame Flinger value. And if I don't see Flame Flinger value, I will either use a blimp to take out a compartment to take some damage off my queen. I will use my king to either tank an X-bow, take out a compartment with more important defenses, or just help funnel a little bit. And if I don't see any blimp or flinger value, I will use my my siege barracks or the battle drill alongside with my Rootrider army. Preferably it's the battle drill, but depending on the situation, I will use the siege barracks, the battle drill, or even a blimp if I feel I'm not gonna get the town hall down. So yeah, let's get into it. So on this base, king value is gonna be limited because most of the high DPS buildings are in the core. So what I usually do on this base is I charge the monolith and the single inferno and try to like triple wall break inside, and I use my king on the right hand side at 1 o'clock and walk down, so kind of funnel for my queen and take out some of the archer towers, hopefully the warden tower, and take out the enemy queen. And like I said, funnel for my queen to go inside, and then as my queen is nearing the core, I will use my Rootriders on the 9 o'clock side, so really forcing my queen inside. And depending on how well my charge goes, I will either use the blimp to be safe for the town hall, or I will use the battle drill. So making sure my queen is gonna step right in, so using the super goblin, sneaky goblin to make sure my queen goes in, king on the other side, and skelly spell to distract the monolith and also distract the single inferno. So potentially I could maybe use the skelly spell a little bit later so it lasts a little bit longer as well. And the CC timing over here will be a little bit iffy, but with the amount of spells that you can use on your queen with Queen Charge Rootrider, you'll be just fine. So king's doing some good work, taking out everything I kind of wanted. So now it's up to the queen to get the wall broken into the core and yeah, get that town hall down. And then from 9 o'clock starting the Rootriders. And at this point I am confident that I'm getting the town hall, so I'm using the battle drill to get some extra stun effect there. Still looking good. So using the warden ability because there's a lot of damage on it, and I feel like by the time it runs out, I will have taken down the core and they're not going to be inside the poison from the town hall much. So got a few freezes left, choosing to use it on 2 ricochet cannons and the eagle, which is great value. So at this point, queen is probably going to be done. So it's up to the Rootriders. Oh, actually, she's staying alive. Well, that's nice. That's a good bonus, I guess. So yeah, this is looking crushed. Drill is still alive and kicking. I don't even think it's gonna open. So yeah, well, that was it. Let's skip to the next one, because otherwise it will be a very, very long video. So on this base, I don't really like the compartments at 8 o'clock and 1 o'clock because the Rage Tower, and there's so many high DPS buildings who are covered by the Rage Tower. So not liking the single charge either because once again I'm gonna end up taking those heavy DPS compartments. So really what's left is pretty much charging the Town Hall, and the plan is to have my king take out one of the larger compartments, or at least some of the buildings in one of the Rage Tower compartments. So yeah, let's see how it goes. So got the queen down, wall breaker down. So at least we got the 1-star secure. So funneling the king inside the compartment, and since I don't really need to break all the way into the core, I can use another wall breaker to get the king in nicely. And as you can see, Town Hall's going down, and after she takes down the storage, she will move left. So I need to be quick with the wall breaker because if I'm too slow, she might go to the right side. So there we go. So still looking good. King ability soon to take out some of that large compartment, and yeah, queen still looking healthy. And at this point, it's better to just use your Rootriders because they are very slow. So I'm deciding to just spam them and using the drill here on the other side to help them funnel a little bit, even though that's not really doing much now. So yeah, it's still looking good. Soon gonna be using the Warden ability because the Raise Tower is gonna open up and it's gonna get a lot of damage on my troops. So freezing it first, there we go, Warden ability. So troops are staying healthy throughout the heavy compartment. And at this point, I feel like I'm not really going to be using my queen anymore, especially because the healers are swapping. So I'm using all my spells on the Rootriders to really just overpower the base. So still got a Headhunter left, kind of need to time that on the enemy king, but it's already looking crushed. There we go, Drill is also still alive and kicking, so using that freeze for the king, because I mean, why not? But this is wrecked. So here I'm trying to get the king, take out the enemy king and the eagle, make sure my queen walks to the right side and then enter there and pretty much triple wall break all the way into the town hall compartment. And then depending on how I feel, I will use the Rootriders on the 6 o'clock side, or I will use them at the 11 o'clock side. But yeah, let's see how it goes. So queen down. Waiting for the archer tower to go down so that my king has only one place to go, which is inside the compartment. And already wall broke, but you will find out that not always everything goes according to plan, because my queen is going all the way back and this Tesla is pulling my queen inside, because by the time she was going to be there, the gold storage is pretty much done. But now with the Tesla there, she's going to go in there. So at this point, it's really just like, yeah, improvise. So this is when the blimp is going to be useful, because I've already used 2 wall breakers, and at this point, it's really tough to really get into the core. And you will see as well that I'm using one of the wall breakers a little bit early as well, because the elixir collector is not down yet. But yeah, let's see how it goes. So very heavy with ricochets and double inferno. But the queen is still alive and kicking. Probably need to invest something there. There we go. Invisibility spell right on time. So now she has access into both of the infernos, and I'm starting my Rootriders. And because I'm not sure, I don't want to be 1-starring, so I'm using the blimp to fly over. And at this point, I'm just gonna wait all the way until it pops, so that my warden also covers the troops inside the blimp. There we go, perfect timing. And yeah, I think I can still make this work. So at this point, enemy queen with the multi-archer tower and the scatter shot is the most damage. So I'm going to be using my freeze there and the second one on the multi-inferno. Because really with the Skelly spell on the monolith, it's not really a big deal for my Root Riders. And yes, you can see it's still looking really nice. So on these box bases, what I look for with these town hall compartments is, can I take the town hall down with the flame flinger? And in this case, technically I can, because some of the defenses are touching the town hall, so my flinger will open up the town hall. But with the expo there and the potential of Skelly spells, I do need to take some precautions. So I'm gonna be using my queen on the side to take the fire of the expo, and then lure potential Skellies with a hawk, and then delay my flame flinger a little bit, and then pretty much charge into the 12 o'clock compartment, and then add the king to help take some damage of the queen on the very heavy compartment at 10 o'clock. So yeah, let's see how it goes. So starting with the Hog Rider and some funneling. So there's the Skelly, that's nice. Dropping the queen, make sure the healers are out of range. So if I time this correctly, the queen will step into that compartment, and then as soon as the flinger will target the wizard tower, the town hall will open and it will start taking the town hall down. So wall breaking another layer and Tesla farm there. So at this point I really need the king to support there a little bit. So dropping the king there, and at this point I'm just gonna freeze because I want to keep my queen nice and healthy. So the wizard tower didn't target it because it's also one tile off, but now with the cannon it's gonna be opening soon. There we go, it's open. So king still has ability, so this is going to be an easy walk for my queen there. So I don't really need to use any spells at this point. And at this point I'm pretty confident I'm getting the town hall down as well. So I might as well just spam the Root Riders on the side of my queen to really force my queen and my king, which is also still alive, to go into the core. So wall breaking another layer, and yeah, using the headhunters for the king. I'm not sure why I used 2 here instead of 1, because I also have a queen on the back end, but I don't know, I felt comfortable just using both of them. So yeah, everything's still looking good, still have the warden ability, so I'm trying to save that a little bit so I can get through that back end. So a little bit late here with the freeze on the poison tower, but I don't think it's gonna matter because look at this warden ability, protecting everything through these super heavy compartments. And yeah, I've still got an invisibility left and a freeze, so I'm using the invisibility here, not because I need it, because I could have swagged it, but just to speed it up a little. So yeah, there we go. So in this attack, I managed to get the 99% time fill, and I wasn't sure what to do here because I could have gotten one of the Infernos with the flinger, but after the Inferno it would have definitely died, so I chose not to go with a flinger. So I just want to charge into the 6 o'clock compartment and just like pretty much triple or like quadruple layer wall break in there, and then spam the Root Riders on one side. But yeah, it's not really going to plan, so yeah, let's see. So since this attack went wrong, I also want to go over some of the things that made this attack go wrong pretty much, even though some of it might be obvious, but yeah, still want to go over that. So dropping the queen and wall breaking in there. And with this camp, I'm confident she will walk in there, so all good. But as you can see, Rage Tower already activated, so my queen is taking way too much damage. So yeah, this freeze, I mean, it would have been a nice freeze if it was like 3 seconds earlier. But at this point, it was pretty much a swag freeze because she was in her ability. So that's mistake number 1. So, but she's still looking alright, but I'm not really counting on her getting the Town Hall at this point because, I mean, yeah, there's still a lot of damage in there and I don't have ability anymore. So now I just want to make sure that there's not too much damage on her from the flanks. So I'm just going to start my Root Riders and yeah. So trying to be safe now. So I'm going to be using the blimp to fly over. But as you will see, the timing on everything, it was just a little bit off. So funnel is set, blimp coming over, warden ability to make sure that my blimp is making a Town Hall. But as you can see, if I dropped everything a little bit later, all of the Root Riders would have been where the Royal Champion is, and they wouldn't have been in the Town Hall poison. But yeah, that was pretty much mistake number 2. So it's still possible. As you can see, if I had my freeze here, which I wasted at the start, my queen probably would have stayed alive a little longer and at least would have taken out the ground expo, and the rest of my army probably would have been able to overpower the rest of the base. But yeah, at this point it's looking iffy. So maybe, I don't know where I really dropped them by mistake, but at this point, obviously, if I had a wizard, yeah, it would have been clutch at the 12 o'clock side, but I didn't have anything anymore, so yeah, it's a race against the clock, and yeah, it wasn't in my favor today. So on this base, the one like the 12, the 3 o'clock side is really heavy with all of the heroes, so I'm not really liking that. But then again, on the sides, those compartments, they have some decent value, like the ricochet cannon, scatter shot, single inferno, etc., and not really a lot of damage. So I'm confident my queen can charge into those compartments, but then I'm kind of banking on yeah, ending on the Town Hall pretty much. So I want to take the CC out as well. And since I really don't like the king on the side, for example, at 10 o'clock, I'm going to be using the king and break the king in on the Royal Champion and really get some decent value there. And then depending on how it goes, I want to start my Root Riders a little bit early and then either blimp the Town Hall or just go with the battle drill and just overpower it. So yeah, let's see. So starting my queen on the 12 o'clock side, so there's no damage on her. So luring the CC, which is gonna take a while because those ice golems are slow. And yeah, if this was like a 50 archer CC, this would have been problematic. But yeah, generally, like literally 99% of the CCs at this point is triple ice golem. So timing is actually pretty nice because I'm taking the ricochet down before the ice golems, which will save me at least a rage spell. So time to get my king in. First the wall breaker, then my king, and then really make sure that my queen takes out the single inferno safely, and yeah, spam the Root Riders. Getting some cocoa loons to make sure my healers are staying healthy. Rage was a little bit late, but just in time, so using the rage also to get my wall breaker in. And there we go, spam everything, get the most value from my headhunters and my king. So at this point, I'm like, with this poison tower, I'm probably going to be using my warden ability soon, because this poison tower is killing for the Root Riders. So they're still looking alright, so I'm waiting with it. And at this point I was like, am I gonna blimp, am I gonna drill? But I felt confident to just spam it through the sweepers and then just, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, this was not the best idea because it was definitely gonna trigger the invisibility spell. But since I still have a rage and an invisibility spell myself, I can still take out the Town Hall, as you can see here. And yeah, then it's up to the Root Riders, the Queen and the RC to take out the rest of the base. So over here, once again, similar town hall style as the one previously, and again touching defenses, so I feel comfortable enough to use my flinger here, and then pretty much the same as last raid, charge into the 12 o'clock compartment, break into the 10 o'clock compartment, and have the king support my queen, and then a Rootrider on the flanks of it. So yeah, let's go. So dropping the queen with the hog, no skelly spell here, so should be fine. Worst case scenario, this sneaky goblin is gonna lure a skelly, but I would be ready with a wizard or something to take out the skeletons. So still looking good. Queen still healthy. And again, Tesla farming here, so queen is gonna have a hard time. So yeah, dropping the king there. And now at this point, I could have raged, but I felt like I was too late. So I'm just just gonna use the ability and make sure that I don't use any spells alongside with the ability. So yeah, just need to break in a little further, but not happening. Already wasted my wall breakers there. So yeah, at this point, I really just need to force everything in so that my queen, actually my queen is going all the way to the town hall, which is alright, I guess, because the healers are not in range of the Inferno, and yeah, she can deal with the CC as well now. So yeah, dropping the headhunters again, and using the warden ability now because there's like 2 Infernos, the monolith, etc., taking down my Rootriders. So town hall's being secured, and yeah, this is looking good. So the only risk is the archer queen and the really heavy compartment. So I'm trying to get as much freeze value as possible, and then use the invisibility spell to keep my Rootriders healthy, as you can see here, and then just keep on freezing and yeah, overpower the base. So the flinger is still looking good. So yeah, this is crushed. So over here again, a classic box base, but with a different town hall compartment. So at this point I want to lure the CC as well, so I kind of need the Hog Rider. So I'm just gonna bank on the super wall breaker on the edge of the 12 o'clock side of the town hall to lure any skellies, and then pretty much do the same thing as I was doing on the previous attacks. Just gonna use my king a little bit different because there's not really any value for him to be in that queen compartment with my queen. So I'm gonna be using that a little bit further to the side, and then just, yeah, the same as always, spam the Rootriders on the flanks. And yeah, obviously using the Flame Flinger for the Town Hall again. So yeah, let's see. So using that Hog Rider to lure the CC, getting that queen down. And yeah, she needs to get into the 12 o'clock compartment. So I'm gonna be breaking that soon, but also still need to break the 12 o'clock compartment of the Town Hall. And so I can use my Flame Flinger, which will stay nicely out of range of the enemy king. So looking good, no damage on my queen while she's dealing with CC, which is ideal. And yeah, at this point, Town Hall is soon gonna be opening, and there it goes. So breaking in so that my queen goes in, and at this point I kind of need that builder hut to go down, or she might walk into the Town Hall compartment. And as you can see, timing couldn't be any better. So yeah, now she's gonna go into that compartment, and then using the king to help funnel a little bit, and yeah, just get that queen in there nice and healthy. And then all that's left is spamming the Rootriders on the flank so that your queen is not taking the full damage, and neither are your Rootriders. And then just use your spells on your queen and on your Rootriders depending on the situation. So I'm waiting with my wall breaker right now because I don't want the wall breaker to be going to the multi-archer tower. And that's almost going down now. There we go, warden ability to keep everything healthy with the poison tower coming as well. I really can't be having that with the eagle hits. So there we go, wall broke a little bad, but my queen is gonna walk around, get that skelly down, freeze it as well, just for good measures, and because I don't want the multi-inferno to take out my skellies too quickly. So at this point the only problem is going to be the enemy royal champion together with the scatter shot. So I was going to freeze that, but I felt like I might as well just keep my queen nice and healthy for time purposes. And as you can see, all the abilities left in the world, and yeah, this is crushed. So on this base, I was checking, double checking, do I have my log launcher with me, which would have been nice to trigger those invisibility towers, but I don't. So I was like, all right, what am I going to be doing? I don't like charging 12 o'clock because the ricochet cannon is not in range, so I'll need to break, and I'll need at least a rage spell to get through the ricochet with a hero, which is going to be the same at 6 o'clock. And I really don't like the 9 o'clock compartment either, because yeah, it's just way more damage on me with the CC there as well. And yeah, I'm gonna, as soon as my queen walks into one compartment, it's gonna be getting blasted by those ground expos. So yeah, the only logical thing is to have her at 3 o'clock and then just look how it goes. And yeah, pretty much spam everything alongside and try to end on the town hall with enough force. So dropping the queen should be getting through this quite easily. If I time it properly, I only need either one freeze or just a rage. And dropping the king to help support a little bit. Because yeah, there's really not a lot of value for the king to get anywhere besides the core. So here we go, just about getting that single down with just one spell. And at this point it's just breaking the queen in one layer and get that king in one layer to at least get a little bit of extra value. And then yeah, just spam the Rootrider somewhere. And because there's no pathing into the town hall, which could have been a trick, because if there's any Teslas in the dead zones, my attack might go wrong. But I'm just banking on it, so I'm going to be adding my troops to the king. And over here I'm using the siege barracks because I feel like I need the extra cleanup and for time purposes. So yeah, let's see. So I didn't use the RC with the Rootriders because there's no real threat for the Rootriders, because there's only an enemy king, which I can take down with headhunters. And I feel like I want my queen to move a little bit quicker so that everything ends up together at 9 o'clock to push into the core. Yeah, I kind of want to keep my some of my spells as well. So over here just using the rage for the king and the ability, so everything stays healthy. And now it's just a matter of getting through that super heavy core compartment with 2 invisibility towers. But I feel like that's doable with the amount of spells and troops I have left. So here we go, using the first freeze. Could have probably waited with that and maybe frozen the town hall together with the invisibility tower. But there we go, raging it in there and hoping to just, yeah, push everything through this core. Using the last invisibility spell to keep everything a little more healthy. But as you can see, this town hall poison, it's just killing me. But yeah, I think I'm gonna right about get it done. There we go. Yeah, and that's it. So again, classic box base. This town hall compartment has no defensive buildings in it, so I can't flinger it. It also has the king there, so I could use my my own king to take out the town hall and the enemy king. And sometimes I do that, but because there's nothing else the king will get after that, I was debating on just using the blimp to take out the town hall a little bit delayed, and then just charge into the side compartment at 10 o'clock, which is doable because there's no rage spells, no poison towers, etc. And then use the king together with the Rootriders on the flank, so once again to take off most of the damage and split it between my queen and the troops. So yeah, let's see. So dropping the queen, and after she takes down the storages, she's forced to be going towards the scatter shot and the expo, and then I'm just gonna be breaking and breaking and breaking. So there we go with the blimp. Using the freeze to keep her healthy, rage for the town hall, and kind of need to, I'm debating should I rage, and yeah, there we go, raging the queen to keep her nice and healthy, and dropping that headhunter in the rage for good measures to take out the enemy king. And yeah, there we go, 2 wall breakers in, just need at least one more, ideally another one after that. So king to help funnel, getting that wall breaker in. And yeah, at this point I'm almost ready to just start the Rootriders. So dealing with the CC now under a decent amount of damage, so I will be needing a rage here. So with the poison spell, the most important thing is that you're taking it on, for example, the headhunters in the enemy CC, or the the rocket balloons or anything like that, because using it on the ice golems really doesn't get you a lot of value. So yeah, still looking pretty good. Needed that freeze for the queen to stay healthy. And at this point I'm debating, should I use all my spells on the Rootriders or should I use it on my queen? Because with the ability, she will make it through that through that mono. But I'm choosing to rage, which might have been a mistake, to be honest. But yeah, the Rootriders are also still looking pretty good. So using the freeze on the multi-archer tower and the single inferno. And yeah, just hoping to overpower the rest of the base. So the queen is still looking good, taking some heavy damage from the ground expo, but which is nice because it's not shooting my Rootriders at this point. So yeah, it's still looking really good, and this is crushed. This base is really common. It was used a lot last season, but you still see quite a lot of people use this exact base. So what I always do here is I'm trying to take one of the ricochet cannons together with the multi-archer tower, and ideally the queen or the royal champion as well, and lure the CC. And yeah, take that out with a Yeti blimp with a rage, and then have the queen into the 12 o'clock compartment, and have the king break into the other ricochet cannon and multi-archer tower and take out at least those 2 buildings and the enemy queen. And then just have my queen all the way inside, and yeah, put the Rootriders on the side. So here we go with the blimp. Dropping it right in the middle, raging it so that it's taking as much damage as possible. Also the balloons. So it's looking good. Some skelly, so I might not get the enemy queen, but it's not horrible. As long as I get the 2 buildings down, I'm already happy. Getting that first wall break in, and I need 2 wall breakers now, and I need to time them correctly if I want to make it into the core, because if I'm now just spamming my wall breakers, I'm not going to get into the core, so I need to wait a little bit. So sometimes I'm choosing to use a skelly here to keep my queen healthy, but at this point the king is doing a great job, so I don't really need it. So coming in with the last few cocoloons, and then it's just time to double break in there. And what I usually do is I wait like half a second for the second one, because you don't want to be having them explode exactly at the same time. So at this point I'm pretty confident queen is gonna take down the town hall with spell support. So starting the Rootriders because I don't want to wait too long as they're very slow. So yeah, using a freeze to keep my troops healthy. Kinda needed that poison tower as well, but I missed it. And yeah, queen is taking down the town hall. Again, a little bit late on the freeze. But we're still looking good because I still have the Warden ability, and my Rootriders are not dealing with the Town Hall Poison at this point. So still some heavy buildings left. So I'm using my invisibility spell to keep my Rootriders healthy, because my queen still has her ability. And after she takes down the king, I honestly don't really care if she dies, but yeah, anything she gets now is a bonus. And yeah, this is looking good with the Royal Champion ability still left. So this base is pretty similar to the box base, I mean the anti-2-star base that we had earlier, but I didn't really like the blimp here because first of all there's 2 tiles between the ricochet and the multi-tower, and there's a poison in the back end as well. In combination with, for example, a Skelly spell and the enemy queen, I don't feel like I'm gonna get a lot of value. So I'm just gonna use the siege barracks or the blimp on the back end or the battle drill, and I want to queen charge into the eagle and then just pretty much get all the way into the core. But because there's 2 expos on each side, well, 1 on each side, I want to use the king to break into one of those compartments and make sure that my king is tanking one of the expos for my queen. So dropping the queen and the king, making sure the king is tanking, because if I wait too long and my queen is already being targeted, then yeah, it's pretty much useless. So breaking in, at this point it's kind of iffy. Will my queen go towards the eagle? I'm really hoping so, and in the end she will. So this is still looking pretty good. So at this point I'm definitely too late on my spell. I should have raged here, but I noticed that I was going to be late, so I just used the ability. But a rage here would have been much better, because at that point I would have still had my warden ability, I mean my queen ability. So trying to break into the core, but my wall breaker just died. So at this point I'm just starting my Rootriders, which is, in my opinion, I could have waited a little longer, because yeah, they're bound to go inside the core with that builder hut pulling them in. My queen is really not moving forward enough to take out the town hall. So at this point I'm really just gonna have to overpower the base with warden ability and hope for the best. So freezing again, and in my opinion I could have waited with these freezes because the town hall was not open yet, so I kinda should have waited with those. And I think in the end this is what caused me to have this a time fill instead of a triple. So once here, this really killed me. I already dropped my rage on the queen, and then I noticed that the single beam was targeting her, so that rage was pretty much completely swag. And that's, yeah, I mean, if I had the rage on my royal champion with a few Rootriders here, she would have gone through that ricochet and it would have been a triple. But not this time. So again, classic box base, but again also different. And with this invisibility tower behind the town hall, I could have blimped it like I did earlier, but then I would have needed a rage spell and a freeze spell to take down the town hall. So at this point I'm just gonna charge the side compartment again, which is pretty easy to charge, and then use my king to take out the town hall. And if I freeze correctly, I just need the king ability and 1 freeze to take out the town hall. And in the meanwhile, my king will be tanking a little bit for my queen as well. And then I'm gonna start my Rootriders with the battle drill at the 6 o'clock side, which is pretty much like the heaviest compartment, or well, part of the base. So yeah, let's see. So dropping the queen and using the king to funnel. Could have used the super goblin here, but I mean, I'm gonna be losing my king anyways after the town hall, and there's not really any damage on him anyway, so I feel like I can use the super goblins for something else. So I'm debating here, should I be freezing? But since I have the frozen arrow, I feel like I don't need the freeze. So waiting with that, and once again taking the scatter one-on-one with the frozen arrow, so I don't need any spells here either. And at this point it's just like focusing on getting that king on the town hall properly. So there we go, perfect. Just keeping the queen healthy with a rage spell, and I'm probably going to be using the Skelly spell soon as well to help distract that monolith. And there we go with the Rootriders, using a freeze early so I don't need to force my ability yet. And here we go with the headhunters into the warden ability. Probably should be raging my army here, but I don't know why I'm not choosing to do that. Actually, did I? Yeah, I actually did just rage that. All right, there we go. So queen still looking good. She will be powering through that core without any spell support. So at this point I feel like it's better to use the spells on my Rootriders and my Royal Champion. So there we go with the last rage. Queen still looking good. She will be surviving if I pop my ability. There we go. So yeah, this is looking decent. This is looking like like I have just about enough to get through the rest of the base. There we go. And that's another triple. If you made it this far into the video, I'm guessing you're enjoying it. But yeah, since we're making this content for you, we really appreciate your feedback. So if there's anything you want to see or you would like to see changed, yeah, please let us know in the comments, and yeah, we will get back to you. So this was the attack that I failed, unfortunately. I also threw a rage in the grass, so I'm gonna go over it and see what went wrong. Trying to charge into the monolith, and then after the monolith is taken down, I want to charge into one of the compartments on the side. And as you can see here, already going wrong. I don't know, I'm like half asleep. If I just used the Skelly early, I wouldn't have been using my queen ability here, but since I already wasted my queen ability here, it's going to be a tough time for her to get into the town hall compartment and take it down. So just in time with the invisibility spell, but at this point I know I'm going to be having to drop my Rootriders to even have the slightest chance of having my queen survive until the town hall. So raging her up, keeping her healthy, still looking pretty good. But as you can see here, that's a really nice rage over here. So at this point, I was ready to just throw my phone on the floor. Oh, there we go. That was my to-do list. Vacuum. Well, wasn't really feeling like vacuum after this hit, I can tell you that. So yeah, just spamming everything. And yeah, at this point, I just need to get the town hall down and yeah, just hope for the best percentage I can get. And yeah. I was blessed to get that magic 69. There we go. Nice. Wow, it's very nice. So again, a pretty standard box base, even though this one is a little bit different from the other ones. But with this more heavy town hall compartment, I'm going to be using my king to take out the town hall and then use my queen to walk to one of those side compartments. But because the air defense is placed like this and the ricochet cannon is also out of range, I'm going to be sacrificing my blimp to take those out. And yeah, let's see. So queen down, king down. Yeah, there's no other way for the king to go. He might go to the archer tower, but after that he will go to the town hall anyways, but I think he's going to go straight in there. So blimp taking it down, so there's only one way for my queen to go, and it's really just a casual path for her now because she's taking on defenses one by one. So with the frozen arrow, there's no real problem. So I'm kind of waiting for my queen to get a little more value before I start my Rootriders. So I could have started them now at 12 o'clock, but I generally start them alongside the queen, so they yeah, take like peripheral damage from each other. So I'm waiting here, taking ages with that CC, and then I want to wall break into the core, but I'm going to be a little bit late on that wall break, so I'm going to go for the backup wall break and then just try to double break into the ground expo. But yeah, this is all costing me valuable time. So as you can see, a little bit too late. So at this point, I really need my queen to take out that core. So I'm just going to be investing everything or almost everything on keeping those healers alive. So using that freeze, starting my Rootriders now, and they really only have one way to go if the queen is taking out those other buildings. So once again, invisibility spell on the queen and the healers, and another freeze and another rage. So queen got what she needed. So yeah, now it's up to the Rootriders to take out the rest of the base. Queen's still going, and the queen also still has the ability, so she's still gonna get that expo, she's still gonna get that inferno, and then after that, hopefully, even maybe get the scatter shot, because there's an error in the base here, because the scatter shot is reachable from the compartment. So I could have used the Skelly spell on the monolith, but at this point I felt like it was, I was going to get more value from it, distracting the scatter and that archer tower, and maybe even the royal champion a little bit. So that last freeze, timing it perfectly on the royal champion with the multi archer tower, and yeah, at this point with the royal champion ability, it's just going to be crushed. Down to the last attack of the day. So I hope you enjoyed this, because it's taken a lot of time. So yeah, I really hope you can appreciate that and that you've learned something today. So this last base was a little bit of a weird base with a really heavy compartment around the town hall. So I wasn't really sure what to do, but I was just gonna walk across one of the sides of the town hall and then just break in and hope the queen will go towards the multi-archer tower with the multi-inferno and the monolith, and then blimp the other X-bow with the town hall, because if I don't get that other X-bow down, the X-bow is going to be shooting my queen the whole time. Using my king to funnel my queen in, and yeah, then just Rootrider spam. Starting with the queen, so yeah, double X-bows on her. She's not really a fan of that, but as soon as I stun this one, I think I can just get away with this without an ability. So yeah, getting that Cocoon ready and then ready to blimp and pretty much rage, maybe freeze depending on if I feel like I need it. But yeah, at this point I was a little bit late. Queen just whooping around there, swooping around, forcing her ability. So this is not ideal. So at this point I'm kind of in trouble because I will be facing the CC and a lot of damage there. So depending on how my timing is with the clan castle, I might be alright here. So luckily everything worked out perfectly. So I'm kind of chilled out now with just one Inferno beam on my queen, taking out the CC, and the king is making sure that my queen is gonna push forward. But at this point I'm not confident my queen will take out the whole compartment, so I'm just going to be spamming my Rootriders alongside of her. So yeah, they're pretty much tanking for each other, and if I'm lucky I can use my Warden ability together with the queen and just really get a lot of value, because this whole core is like super stacked. So here we go, soon to drop that Warden ability. Waiting because the Rootriders are still super healthy, so I'm kind of waiting. But since the queen is almost dying, I felt like this was the perfect time to drop the Warden ability. Got some headhunters there as well during the Warden, and yeah, it was looking bad, but at this point it's looking crushed. So yeah, this is crushed. So I'm gonna be speeding it up soon, and yeah, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did like it, yeah, make sure to like it and comment.